All right, there's the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions, continuing our retro pay-per-view review series. This is going to be WCW Starrcade 1993. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank. Man, let's get into it. This was a good storytelling for the main event of
Mhm.
Starrcade. This is their WrestleMania that they do in December. We've documented that many times. The main event here, you've got career versus title in Ric Flair's hometown, Charlotte, North Carolina. Obviously, you know how this is going to go, but then again, you don't know how it's going to go
Right,
because would they throw a curveball here and tell you Flair's career is
right.
over
Which we,
second time in 1993?
which we know retirement matches they don't mean anything. But
No, they don't. No, they do not.
no, this was actually a pretty good storyline, a great feud, and they were able to salvage it because this was supposed to be Vader versus Sid,
Yes,
and
it
Sid was
was.
supposed to win the championship. Unfortunately, a couple months prior, Sid and Arn Anderson get into that brawl overseas. Guys get stabbed with scissors. Maybe one day we'll do a whole episode on that. But Sid gets fired, so they pivot to
Oh.
Flair versus Vader.
Yes, they do.
And
And honestly, I think we got the better of the two.
definitely a better
Excuse me.
match. Definitely a better match because the two big guys. I don't know how it might not have been that great of a match. Although I did want to. I love Sid. I don't care what anybody
Yeah,
says.
no, no, yeah.
I'm a Sid fan. But in terms of technical match, yeah, it probably got the better of
You
them.
think you think we could do a top 10 on him? Somebody was asking about
Yeah, I
that.
don't see why not. Yeah, of course.
So
Of course.
somebody took that comment that goes, "Are there 10 good Sid
Oh yeah.
matches?"
No, come on. Sid gets a bad
There
rap.
are. There, yes, he
Yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah.
All right, let's get into it. You got Tony Schiavone and Jesse the Body Ventura doing the commentary here. Opening match of the contest is Too Cold Scorpio and Marcus Alexander
Yeah,
Bagwell versus Pretty Wonderful of
pretty wonderful.
Paul Roma and Paul Orndorff.
Yeah.
Um, Before the show started, matter of fact, or actually before they even
Oh
got to
yeah,
this tag
30 year.
match.
No, I'm sorry, we might as well 30-year, 10-year anniversary. This is the
Yep.
10-year anniversary of Starrcade, and they're doing like a Ric Flair tribute. They show like when he was a kid, and they mentioned the plane crash and all this.
Yep. And then they
Like,
showed
I thought it was
Vader's
his. I
training.
thought it was like his funeral. The way that
That's
video.
that's what I thought. I'm
Well,
like,
because
wow,
you don't know.
you guys are really taking him out here.
Well, because they're trying to make it seem like this is it. He might not ever wrestle again after this night. That's all.
Me and Gene Okerlund on this night, if I was Flair, I would have told the limo driver, pull over, get out. Because he's all gloom and doom. Rick, I
Yeah, but
want, this could be the last
right,
night
right.
for you. And
But
meanwhile, he's
Flair.
already nervous. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Flair was very. It worked. Flair did a good job acting. He was very like, like kind of sad. Like, this might be it. It was a whole different Ric Flair. It worked, but to me, Ric Flair is always going to be a heel. Like
Exactly.
him as a baby face, it's not quite. Although I think he did a good job, it just wasn't
Thank God it doesn't last too long
right.
when he's babyface.
You can't trust. You can't trust Flair, man. You can't trust.
No.
Dirty's
And it
playing
was
the game.
cool. It was cool to
Dirty's
see
playing the game.
Dave. They had David Flair on camera. He had a young Charlotte
Right.
on camera,
Yes.
which
Yes.
he doesn't normally put his family on camera.
Vader, yeah, Vader showing up at the arena. Vader was such a beast, man.
Oh yes.
He was so believable. Like as a
Hmm.
heel, you just believe like this guy will destroy anybody.
Definitely. And like I said, Flair leaving the house to the arena with Mean Gene, Mr.
Mhm.
Gloom and Doom there. Now the tag team match. Before the match even started, they awarded Teddy Long the Manager of the Year
Yeah.
award, which Missy Hyatt I know was not happy about this
Mi-
whatsoever. Oh well, she'll get over it. She's not going to win with the Nasty Boys. Come on,
No,
nah.
I like Missy.
I do too. Ditzy Missy.
Yeah.
This one, actually,
She's
I
a
like Badass Missy too. I'm not
badass.
gonna
No, no,
lie.
no. It worked. It worked. She pulled it
Yes,
off.
yes, she did. Now, during this match, and these guys have had, this feud has been ongoing. They
Mhm.
talked about how Bagwell and Scorpio for one night were the WCW Tag Team Champions earlier on in the year, and they're trying to get back to it. Both teams are in the running for this. And now this wouldn't be a tag match without a referee getting distracted during this match. And normally, if it's not Randy Anderson, it's Nick Patrick.
Hmm.
And the match itself went back and forth. It was pretty good. You had the aerial moves of Scorpio and Bagwell. You had the ground and pound of Orndorff. Roma could still get it done. Now in the corner of Pretty Wonderful was the assassin.
Yeah.
You know something's going to go down here, and sure enough, he puts something in his mask where he winds up headbutting Scorpio, knocking him
So,
out.
see, yo.
and Orndorff gets the pin, and Pretty Wonderful gets the win, and possibly in line for a future tag title shot. However, this feud is not over because they would have the rematch the following month at the Clash. So we go back now. We got the limo ride with Ric Flair and Mr. Gloom and Doom. You know, Rick, I don't want to tell you that this could be your last night. You know, thank you. I mean, come on.
Well, that's the thing is that's the only reason he got the title shot because Vader wasn't going to give him a title shot.
No, he wasn't. He had to put something up of equal or more value to his title. And when Flair said, "I'll put my career on the line," sign the dotted line, baby. Let's do it. Well, I remember watching that the WCW Saturday Night when Vader turned him down, and the first thing I thought was, is he scared of him? Because if you're not going to put the title on the line against Flair, you're pretty much saying, I'm not confident enough I can beat you.
Nah, I don't think that's what it was. I think Vader was just like kind of dismissive of him. You know, like Vader wasn't scared of anybody. That's what I
wouldn't think so. Yeah. At least not during this timeline anyway.
No.
So our next match on the card, we had the Shockmaster. He's still
Hold on, Jesus Christ.
Now it was supposed to be awesome Kongs of the Kongs, but it turned out being, I guess, King Kong, because you could tell by the tights. Jesse Ventura pointed it out that it was him. It was pretty much a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Pretty much.
And this match only was 90 seconds. This honestly
19 seconds too long.
You ain't kidding. I mean, this just did not, deserve. It didn't need to be on the card. In my
Saturday
opinion.
night, save it for WCW Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, Shockmaster he does a body slam on King Kong and gets the pin doing that. A big guy like that, and all you had to do was body slam him and pin him. Okay, that's fine. Your career, once you got to WCW, was in the toilet anyway, so why not keep it there? I mean, honestly, ever since that debacle going through the freaking wall,
he was snake bit.
No. He might as well just have bowed out another 6 months and re-gimmicked himself to something that maybe would have been more presentable. I don't know. But Shockmaster gets the victory. The crowd really even wasn't into it themselves. Once again, we go back to now where Ric Flair has shown up to the arena in the limo. You got Doug Dillinger and all the security out there waiting for his arrival. And they mentioned it. This almost felt like when Rocky Balboa was heading to the Spectrum to face Apollo Creed. This was kind of like the same thing they did, only Rocky didn't get a limo.
Right. Yeah. He had the Trans Am that he almost crashed.
and then stopped by the...
Yo, Father Carmine!
Hey, yo, Father Carmine!
Yeah. Great movie, man. Great movie.
Love it. Next match on the card for the television title, Lord Steven Regal defending the championship against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Now, the only thing I don't like about when Regal defends this TV title is 9 times out of 10, it's going to end up in a draw because it takes him 15 minutes just to get
warmed up,
just to get loose, warm up. Yeah, exactly.
15 minute, and there's the time limit with the TV title, right? It's always
And we see this a lot, not just with Regal, but constantly.
Regal,
And this is what you see here. Now, these two guys are gonna give you all the technical wrestling in the world. Yeah. And by the time they get started, you've got the announcer going 3 minutes, 3 minutes on the time remaining, and you're like, okay, we know where this is going. And again, it doesn't pick up until the last 60 seconds.
The last 60
of the
seconds it picks up. Yeah, I know.
Because as time expired, Steamboat goes for attempt at a back suplex pin.
Well,
and of course he goes for it.
Remember, he missed he went off the top rope. He missed
splash.
He missed the splash. Otherwise, he would have won the title. Then at the last second, he gets him in that maneuver. It was too late.
Yeah, and again, you do this 1 minute earlier. Steamboat's the television champion. Yeah. Unfortunately, time limit draw. It's pretty much a no contest. Mm-hmm. Fans are booing this one because it was a good match.
Oh, it was.
You put another 5-10 minute time limit on this match. You've got a victor, possibly Ricky Steamboat. There's no telling, but to end it in a draw like that, I mean, it's just too many times back then with the TV title. So, our next match on the card, because Flair's already at the arena, so no reason to go back to the limo. You have Cactus Jack and Max Payne versus Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce, or the Godwins, or Southern Justice, whatever you want to call them. This is what you had. And this match actually wasn't bad
No,
because
I like them coming out of the crowd.
oh yeah, I love it.
Cactus, that was cool.
And they'll do it again the following
Hmm.
month at the Clash too. They did the same thing because that's their
That's their
style, that's
thing, yeah.
their thing. And if Cactus can hold on to a partner, because as long as
Right,
they're on
because
a
it's
winning
a
streak, they like them.
right.
And again, this match kind of had its little hardcore to it. Slashing and Pierce had their different style. We all know Cactus's uh, style, and of course, Max Payne is just following his lead. At the closing minutes of the match, Schlesinger was holding Cactus Jack where Pierce accidentally clotheslines him. We've seen this a dozen times as well. You know, Cactus with the double arm DDT on Pierce gets the pin and gets the victory. So now they're looking to be in line for the tag team titles as well. There's a lot of teams here gunning for
Hmm.
the excuse me, for the Nasty Boys who are also defending the tag titles on this night. So moving on. At this point now, Mean Gene's got nothing left to do, so he's going to interview Kyle Petty.
Yeah, that was just
I didn't
kind
understand
of.
that one.
I mean, I know who Kyle Petty is, and okay,
Everybody does. Yeah.
they're considering where they are. That's a big NASCAR region, but just
At this point, I would stick to interviewing the wrestlers
yeah,
who either
just felt out of
haven't,
place. It felt out
yeah,
of place. Yeah,
who haven't had their match yet, or want to talk about what happened earlier in the
yeah.
night during their match. But it's
That's what it is.
WCW. Yeah, exactly. So next match on the card, and this one was a really good one. I did enjoy this one. It was for the United States title, 2 out of 3 falls match. Steve Austin going as the challenger against Dustin Rhodes, the United States champion, and Tony.
Goldust versus Stone Cold.
Yep, that's what I was thinking during this
Mm.
whole match. I'm like, and the first thing that came to mind was a stunner into a porta potty.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh man, sorry, Dustin. Um, Tony had actually asked Jesse, "What would you prefer during the contest? Would you prefer a straight up 1 fall contest or 2 out of 3 fall?" He was like, "No, 2 out of 3 fall." And I got to agree because on certain feuds like
Yeah,
this, it
this
is
is a great feud, and this went on
yeah,
for for a while.
months,
This feud, yeah.
months. I think 2 out of 3 falls to end a feud in a title with the title on the line
Right.
is I like it.
Yeah. I guess WCW doesn't have that DQ thing, right? That if you win a fall by a DQ, it
Apparently
negates.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those times on Saturday Night Main Event,
Right.
you get a disqualification. Oh yeah, you guys won, but
Right.
you don't get the belts.
And it's ironic because Jesse's here because Jesse is the one that was the one that announced it on Saturday Night's Main Event with the Bulldogs. And he said,
Yes,
"No,
he did.
you can't win the one
He
of the
didn't say
falls is
nothing tonight.
no.
So, of course, you got Colonel Rob Parker at ringside. He's gonna get involved one way or another.
Hmm.
And of course, he's on the apron. Rhodes throws Austin into him. Austin, goes over the top rope, resulting in a disqualification with that ridiculous rule. And so
So
Rhodes
that's
gets
so stupid.
disqualified on a technicality. Yeah, I liked it better when they got rid of it. But
They eventually do, but it was just stupid.
it's just stupid. Oh, you went over the top rope. Oh, you're disqualified. Why would you even consider putting that in as a
Seemed
rule?
kind of like a mess. Like this seemed kind of like a mess at times too. Like they were
Oh,
people.
during the
Yeah. You got the same feeling, right?
yeah, they didn't seem like they were on the same
They're a
page.
little chaotic. Yeah.
At a little time, one missed the beat over the
Hmm.
other. Yeah, I caught that. So now Austin's up 1-0 on a ridiculous rule, but it's the rule. So what are you going to do about it? At the start of the second fall, now this I love this. The lights go out.
Right. Not even intentionally. I was like waiting for the Undertaker to pop out or something, but
Something
that's
like
yeah.
somebody's
Yeah.
going to pop out during this match.
Right. No, it was by
Nope,
accident. Yeah.
nope. We get one spotlight
Right.
on
And on
this
the ring.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling like we're back in the 1960s at a house show at MSG.
This is like beware a dog in your house. Beware a dog.
Seriously. Eventually, the lights come back on. Now, at this point, the match is just about at its conclusion. Rhodes goes into the corner on the second turnbuckle. He's punching Austin, doing his 10 count. After the fifth punch, Austin pushes him off. This is where it really got stupid because I think somebody missed something here. He pushes him off. He hooks the tights and gets the pin. Not even a finishing move, just nothing. Just pushes him off
Hmm.
and covers him. and Austin wins this by shutout and becomes the United States champion. I don't know if at this point somebody was hurt, maybe the time, because this went just about 24 minutes. I don't know if that was the issue here. It felt really cheesy to end the second fall like that.
Like that, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they told him speed it up. We have other matches to get to. I don't know. No idea.
You guys suck. Let's go.
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, our next match on the card, they have it labeled down as International World Championship. We both know we're not buying that. To me, to you, and to Rick Rude fans, this was for the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah. Ravishing Rick Rude defending the title against the Boss.
Yeah. Now the thing in this is that what's his name? Buffer, right?
Yeah.
He refers to Rick Rude as a world title holder.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't even make sense because they'll say international heavyweight champion, then they'll say world title holder. Because this was during the whole thing, and we're going to mention this every single time. Bear with us. We're going to go over it because it needs to be explained. The NWA, I guess WCW withdrawals of the NWA. They didn't want Rick Rude being their champion. Apparently, the board of directors, and so they created the international title, even though it's the big gold belt.
Exactly.
So now you got two belts because Vader has the other title, right? So whatever. Yeah, it's just so ridiculous, but.
It is because when this all happened when Flair returned too.
Yeah, when Flair came, because Flair left with the belt, and then they created the other belt, then he came back, and
which looks like a version of the 1999 WWE title.
Yeah. But by the way, so
it doesn't matter. He's the World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, I reckon we all recognize him as that. So this is the follow-up of their feud that started in WWF, right? Where
I was going to mention that about Rude, Boss Man's mother.
Rude was talking bad about Boss Man's mother,
and he finally gets his hands on him because he never could because of the whole thing, with him leaving.
He left and Survivor Series before Survivor Series, and so but this is the Boss.
Yeah, and he's also a replacement because this was supposed to be also the British Bulldog,
right? That
was supposed to face Ravishing Rick Rude. So now we've got the Boss. Because you can't call him Boss Man. Right. They tried that.
They eventually they end up getting sued. I think then they can't use the name The Boss.
Yeah, so he had to change his name again. Oh my God. Yeah. It's ridiculous. We know who he is. Everybody around that time knows who this man is. So I mean, it doesn't matter. But whatever.
Either way,
it was good to see the Boss getting a title shot. Ravishing Rick Rude looked really good in this match. Unfortunately, I think at this point now, Boss Man has lost a step or two. He keeps going on in WCW and eventually back to WWE, but I was expecting a little bit more out of him during this match, and I didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're saying. He looked in pretty good shape, though.
He looked in pretty good shape, but he looked maybe like a second or two off.
Maybe his heart wasn't in it. Being over, I don't know. Who knows? I get what you're saying.
Maybe because he was a replacement, he knows he's not going to win. I don't know. It didn't seem like he was into it. I guess I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I mean, as far as the match goes, I mean, he missed a leg drop while Rude was on the ropes. Rude goes and gets a sunset flip, and when I say the leg on the rope, I mean his patented. Right. He hits the one leg while you're on the second rope. He missed that, and Rude goes to sunset flip, barely gets it, mind you, and that's how he wins this match.
Yeah,
not even the Rude Awakening.
And he's kind of weak. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
unless Rude really also didn't want to face him. I mean, granted, he was supposed to face the Bulldog.
I don't know. I know Rude was
Boss. I don't know.
Rude was a little banged up too. I know he was still a little banged. Unfortunately, it gets worse later on in his career. His career ends, but. Rude, he looked in phenomenal shape though. But Rude always looked good. He looked like a champion.
He looked like the real world's champion, which he was in my mind. He was.
I don't care.
Don't give me this international crap.
Nah, he's a former world champion.
Thank you. They need to change it.
It's so stupid, especially when you consider that Flair, going into that match, like leading into it, Flair was the world champion because he was the NWA champion, and then right before Rude beats him, they make it an international, like right before.
Yeah.
So then he never gets recognized. We can go on and on about this, but either way.
Oh, we've done it in his bio.
Yeah.
I mean, It's just a shame though. But
Yeah.
in
Rude was the man, dude. Rude
to
was the
yes,
man.
to me, he was a world heavyweight
100%,
champion.
100%. I don't care what anybody says. They need to retroactively recognize that though.
Exactly, they need to put it in there.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. Our next match on the card, to me personally, I think this went way too long with the outcome that we had. It was for the WCW Tag Team titles, the Nasty Boys defending the titles against Sting and Road Warrior Hawk.
Yeah, Hawk, yeah. Which is weird.
It is not
It's
seeing
weird.
Animal.
I'm not seeing Animal. At the time, Animal was injured. He has that back injury. So he doesn't come back until I think the end of 95 or something like that. We're doing the Nitro series. I should know this. Um, Sometime in the 95, beginning 96,
Yeah.
they're together again. But for now, Hawk is making like these sporadic appearances because I think he was supposed to be in Fall Brawl. I mean, a couple months prior to this, and then, I don't know. I don't know if he walked out. I don't know what happened.
He's on the
But
cover, but he's not on the
yeah,
card.
but now he's he's here.
And then Jesse's like, "This is the first time these two have teamed up together." I'm like,
well,
yes and no, Jesse. Tag team, yes.
Tag team, yes,
Six-man tag.
right.
No, they've been down that road before.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And and he's turned on him.
Yeah.
Sting doesn't learn his lesson with Hawk and Flair. It just keeps going back with them. Now, when I say this match went too long with the outcome we had, this match was just shut. It was a 30-minute time limit. This match went 29 minutes, 11 seconds. It ends in a disqualification.
Yeah.
By this point of this contest, you need a legitimate winner, not a DQ. You want to do that, knock it back 15 minutes, and then give us our DQ winner. And it's Sting and Hawk that win by disqualification, mainly because when Hawk and Sting executed the Doomsday Device, which I thought was cool that they did it.
Yeah.
Missy Hyatt comes in the ring, and then the Nasty Boys are disqualified. It's like you put on the biggest. You're trying to average. You say this was the biggest match of the night so far, longest match going, and yet you're going to end it on a DQ. And I mean, by this point, either Sting and Hawk win the tag team titles, or let the Nasty Boys win it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, silly.
I don't understand
WCW
on that. WCW. Everything prior to it was great.
It was good, yeah.
Sting kissed Missy on the apron. Knobs accidentally collides with her. During the whole time that they're getting their beat down. I mean, during the match, they're using chairs. Referee apparently doesn't see it. I mean, honestly, this could have been gone down as a street fight.
Yeah, should have.
Of course, we're going to see that on Nitro in a couple of years in the future. But I mean, again, like I said, I don't think that the decision should have gone that way at the time limit that they went. That's just me. Now on to our main event. And it was for the WCW title. Not only for the title, it was title versus career. Vader defending the WCW championship against the Nature Boy Ric Flair. In his hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, you got 8,200 people.
Flair country.
In Flair country, baby. I mean, this is it. They're all behind him. He's put it all out there that it's all or nothing. He beats Flair or his career is over. And he's come back from the plane injury, from a bunch of things. Second career-ending match, by the way, in 1993.
It won't be the last.
No, well,
it won't be. But so, and then we have mentioned about how Rude was introduced as the champion.
By Michael Buffer, yeah.
So now and I wrote this down. So Vader is introduced as the reigning professional heavyweight champion of the world, which I thought he was the WCW heavyweight. What the hell does that even mean? What does that even mean? I don't know. They can't get their. I don't know.
He's the WCW champion.
I don't know. Either way.
He's the WCW champion. Rude's the world heavyweight champion.
Right, exactly.
We're done.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Now, I thought this match was going to go pretty long, probably, maybe as long as the tag title match. But then you got to look at it. Vader, I don't think, could do a 30-minute match.
Right.
He did a 20-minute match on this night against Flair, and of course, he's got Harley Race at ringside. They're talking about how all of Flair's accomplishments at Starrcade, how he got over Harley Race, Dusty Rhodes, Nikita Koloff. The list goes on and on. He is Mr. Starrcade. And so And again, you got Harley Race at ringside, who's still bitter about losing the title to Flair in '83. Never became world champion again. And so during this match, it wasn't officially a no disqualification match. However, Flair used a chair on the knee
Might
of
as well
Vader
have.
while the ref was dealing with Harley Race. I thought the referee might have caught a glimpse of that. If he did, he did, and it doesn't matter. Flair's going to do, he's the dirtiest player in the game, heel or babyface or not, he's still going to do what Flair's going to do. And, of course, the ref was dealing with Harley Race. You know, most of the match in this one, which was a little ridiculous, they did it way too many times. Flair attempted the figure four leg lock on Vader. You know, Vader powered out, which was amazing that, you know, he showed, you know, he did that. Flair sold it really well. Shortly after that, the Vader bomb was successful. However, you know, he didn't get the pin on him. Flair was able to get the figure four on the second attempt, but Vader got to the rope. And of course, at this point, Harley Race was also still trying to, he was also trying to help him get to the rope as well. Now, Vader missed his moonsault, which was the opening for Flair. Harley Race went off the top rope, accidentally headbutted Vader. This is like now this is calamity hour here. The ref pushed Race out of the ring, which I was like, "What?"
Shouldn't have got DQ'd?
No, that's what I'm saying. Was there unofficially a no DQ? Was the ref really letting a lot of leniency go, considering what was on the line?
I guess what was on the line. Yeah, I guess he's like, okay, we gotta let it go.
And Flair rolls up Vader and gets the pin.
That's it. Yeah. See ya.
Unorthodox Flair.
Flair wins the title, saves his career.
No figure four, no finisher of whatsoever. I'm gonna roll up the big man, keep him down, mind you, for the 3 count. Okay, so Flair once again is the world heavyweight champion. In the back, Eric Bischoff, Vader's destroying the locker room. Yeah, he's getting up in Harley's face about the whole headbutt thing.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, because that was the turning point that cost Vader the world heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
Then Flair, came back out to the standing ovation because he left awfully quick. I mean, he just took the belt and ran. I would have been out there. Where's my confetti? Where's the fireworks? Something. Mean Gene's in the back with Flair and his family. Sting comes out, congratulating him. Ricky Steamboat comes out and congratulates him. And I was just it was a great finish for this. Now this story, this chapter is closed. It's done. Flair beat him. The fight's over, but the battle's over, but the war is not, because these guys are going to have to do battle again at the Clash when they meet in a tag team match at the main event of the Clash in January. So, I mean, Flair got the belt off him, but now you got a guy, Vader, that's now not only looking to get his belt back, he's looking to put this man in the hospital.
Yeah, he's not happy. Overall, I thought it was pretty decent. I enjoyed it. It wasn't.
It was. We've seen some Starrcades that are really out there.
This one wasn't bad.
This one was pretty good.
This one was pretty good. Yeah, I'd say so.
I enjoyed it.
All right, that's our review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys soon.